Hello and welcome back to another recipe and to another edition of AEW Collision Out of 10. Last week's final men's own Heart Cup tournament ended in controversy after Ricky Starks used ring rights to help him get the win. In addition to address the situation, AEW also booked a match between two women on the show, with Sky Blue took on Ty Valkyrie. And yeah, we're starting to build up to all in, so let's get straight into it. And we started things off with the opening segment, which was Ricky Starks coming out with a huge promo display. He bragged about his win for a few minutes before CM Punk showed up. He said he wasn't mad at Ricky and he was even kind of proud of him. He then thrashed New Jersey's hockey team and said for a few more heel lines to get some heat. They were then joined by Christian Luchasaurus and Darby Allin. He suggested a tag match that was booked on the spot for later on the show. This was an effective segment that didn't overstay its welcome and set up a couple of very interesting views as well. So yeah, good stuff. And yeah, kind of intrigued to see where this is going to go with the more heel Ricky Starks as well. And yeah, I think it's gone in a way that I kind of like, to be honest. We've always in favour of both ways, but yeah, I do like this way. But it's then time for the first match of the night. It was a tag team battle between Bullet Club Gold and the team of Andretti and Martin. Jay White and Juice Robinson took control of Martin early on, but used his speed to counter their offense and make the tag to Andretti for a springboard corkscrew crossbody. Well, the High Flyers certainly hit a bunch of nice spots, and most of the match was dominated by White and Robinson. They even had Austin and Carlson at ringside to give the advantage. It was a relatively normal tag team match, followed by a familiar pattern, and ended exactly the way we all expected, with Bullet Club Gold getting a win. But yeah, for me it was still a fun match, and yeah, gets 7 out of 10 for me to kick off. I like what they're doing with the House of Black, with Bullet Club Gold on the moment. I think it really suits them. So yeah, the way they're kind of building them up nicely as well, it is good stuff. So yeah, 7 out of 10. It was then time for Miro versus Nick Comoroto. As Miro was making his entrance, Comoroto attacked him on stage and beat him all the way to the ring. Once they got in the bell rang, Comoroto hit a fireman's carry slam for a quick 1 count, but once he regained his footing, the Bulgarian Bruce unleashed a huge kick before locking in the hideous version of the camel clutch for the win. This was in short to make Miro look a badass. So in that way it was effective. But yeah, kind of just felt there. Would like Miro to get into a proper feud. So yeah, unfortunately, for that alone, it gets a 5 out of 10 for me. Yeah, just wanted a bit more. House of Black then took on the Acclaim for the Trios title. And yeah, Matthews said he wasn't a fan of rap music, kicked Caster in the face while he was rapping his way to the ring. This led to all hell breaking loose with 6 men. The House of Black controlled the pace for a long time after getting the upper hand right away. Julia Hart paced around the ring, looking pleased as her boys, and proceeded to dish out punishment like sides at the Thanksgiving dinner. The Acclaim tried to rally, but with 1 kick Black down from going on to get the pin. This was a pretty one-sided match, but in a way that made sense. And obviously with Billy Gunn walking off afterwards, leaving his boots in the ring, very interesting. Are we teasing a retirement there? Potentially, but I think it is all part of the angle. I'm kind of intrigued to see where it goes. So 6 out of 10 for the non-competitive match, but yeah, intrigued to see where it goes. Sky Blue then took on Ty Valkyrie, and yeah, ever since she showed up in AEW, Valkyrie kind of acted as a heel and a face at different moments depending on who she faces. This week she battled the babyface in blue, so she was playing her villain side a bit more. She shoved the 24-year-old and she used her superior strength to corner Sky to some strikes. Valkyrie was able to take her down and shoulder attack to temporarily stall her momentum. They fought through the break, and we returned to see both women on the mat and exchange kicks. This could have been a quick match, with a predictable result, but they ended up having a competitive fight and it seemed like it could go either way. Both competitors look good, but we can only talk about the one that walked away with a W. But they came close, but Valkyrie was able to pick up the victory with the road to Valhalla. She grabbed the mic and cut a heel more promo, insulting New Jersey and issued a challenge to Britt Baker. And just to be honest, I wouldn't be against that at all. I think that would be a really interesting feud, which of course would lead to a really good match. So yeah, get a 6 out of 10 for me. Big win for Tyre, and just that's kind of an interesting feud as well potentially. Cage and Starks then took on Punk and Allen. The main event of this match obviously was set up in the opening segment, and one Punk and Cage are operating more as heels while Allen and Starks as babyface. This match had an interesting dynamic on both sides. Starks and Punk began the match for their teams, and the Second City Savior almost hit the GTS right away. Starks tagged out to say Punk brought Cage out and had started him running from corner to corner. Starks and Cage tried to get on the same page, but Punk ends up countering their efforts to maintain control. They had almost the whole final half hour of this match, so the 4 guys had plenty of opportunities to make this work, and it was time well spent. Scorpio Sky was also shown sitting in the skybox watching the action. While this was a solid outing, you could see the lack of chemistry on both sides of the ring, which was to be expected. as they've never teamed before. It also piggyabacked in the story they were telling with Starks and Cage not too long ago. And Starks ended up getting a win by using the ropes for leverage when he pinned Allen, just as he did in the Owen Hart Cup Finals tournament against Punk. But yeah, it gets 7 out of 10 for me. I think it was still a really entertaining match. It did have deficiencies, but yeah, still good stuff throughout, and yeah, very entertaining finish. And yeah, I really like the way they're going with this Ricky Starks character. So yeah, good stuff. Overall, Collision gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I thought it was a solid episode of Collision without being kind of spectacular. I think probably one of the weaker episodes of Collision. I think that's just because the car wasn't stacked or anything like that, as it has been in recent weeks. But still 2 hours of wrestling, I think that were very decent. So yeah, 6 out of 10 from me. I'm going to give it. But anyway, guys, that's it for you. Thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe, what's coming over daily wrestling. Subscribe to the channel, it's going to be greatly appreciated. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.